You've probably heard that Christianity is just about blind faith, or that Jesus never actually claimed to be God, or that the Bible has been rewritten so many times it's basically unreliable. Well, what if I told you all of that is completely false? Yeah, today we're busting the biggest myths people believe about Christianity, and trust me, you'll want to stick around for number one because it's probably the biggest lie of them all. Let's get into it. Number 7. People claim the Bible has been rewritten too many times. This is probably one of the most common misconceptions people have, and I get why. I mean, if a book has been copied over and over again for thousands of years, of course it's going to change, right? Well, not exactly. In 1947, a group of scrolls was discovered in the Middle East, the Dead Sea Scrolls. These contained Old Testament writings over 2,000 years old, and when scholars compared them to modern Bibles, they found that they were 99% identical. And if you think the New Testament has changed, consider this. We have over 5,800 Greek manuscripts of it. For comparison, many people accept Plato's writings as historically reliable, yet there are only 7 known copies. And no one questions those. The Bible is actually the most well-preserved ancient text in history. So no, it hasn't been rewritten beyond recognition. It's stood the test of time. Number 6. People claim Christianity is just blind faith. A lot of people assume that Christianity is just believing something without evidence, but the Bible actually encourages faith based on proof. In Acts chapter 1 verse 3, it says that Jesus presented himself alive after his suffering by many infallible proofs. In other words, Christianity isn't just built on emotion, it's built on real historical evidence. Take the resurrection for example. This event is so well documented that even non-Christian historians from ancient Rome like Tacitus and Josephus wrote about it. And then there's prophecy. The Old Testament predicted hundreds of years in advance things like Jesus' birthplace, his crucifixion, and even the exact amount of silver Judas would betray him for. This isn't blind faith, it's faith backed by facts. Number 5. People claim Jesus never said he was God. Some people say Jesus was just a good teacher, but never actually claimed to be God. But if you look at what he said, that's just not true. In John chapter 10 verse 30, Jesus said, "I and the Father are one." The people around him immediately picked up stones to kill him. Why? Because they knew exactly what he was saying. He was claiming to be God. Then in John chapter 8 verse 58, Jesus said, "Before Abraham was, I am." That phrase "I am" comes straight from Exodus chapter 3 verse 14, when God revealed his name to Moses. Jesus was literally identifying himself with God, and that's why they wanted him dead. Oh, and when Thomas saw the risen Jesus, he called him my Lord and my God. And Jesus didn't correct him, he accepted it. So did Jesus claim to be God? Absolutely. Number 4. People claim science has disproven Christianity. A lot of people think science and Christianity contradict each other, but what if I told you, science actually supports the Bible? For example, the Bible describes the universe having a beginning way before scientists ever discovered the Big Bang. Isaiah chapter 40 verse 22 says, "The earth is a circle," at a time when most ancient cultures believed it was flat, and even the expansion of the universe is mentioned in the Bible. Job chapter 9 verse 8 says God stretches out the heavens. Scientists didn't confirm that until the 20th century. Even medical science is in the Bible. Leviticus chapter 17 verse 11 says the life of the flesh is in the blood. Yet for centuries doctors used to drain people's blood thinking it would heal them. Turns out the Bible was right all along. Science doesn't contradict Christianity, it actually lines up with it. Number 3. People claim Christianity was copied from pagan religions. There's this idea floating around that Jesus is just a recycled version of older myths like Horus, Mithras, or Osiris. But when you actually fact-check these claims, they fall apart. Some say Horus was born of a virgin, but in Egyptian mythology he was born from Isis and Osiris, 2 gods. People claim Mithras was resurrected, but no ancient sources say that. He supposedly came out of a rock, fully grown. And Osiris? He wasn't resurrected, his body was chopped into pieces and scattered across Egypt. That's not a resurrection, that's a crime scene. Every time someone tries to claim Christianity copied pagan myths, the details never match up. Number 2. People claim all religions are basically the same. A lot of people like to say all paths lead to God. But here's the problem. Every religion makes completely opposite claims about who God is. Christianity says Jesus is God. Islam says he was just a prophet. Hinduism says there are millions of gods. Buddhism doesn't even believe in a personal God. They can't all be true at the same time. Either Jesus is God, or he isn't. And then there's the issue of salvation. Every other religion teaches that you have to earn your way to heaven by doing good things. Christianity? It says Jesus already paid the price for you. Christianity isn't just another religion, it's completely different. Number 1. People claim you can be a good person and still go to heaven. This is the biggest myth out there, and honestly, it's one of the most dangerous. Most people believe that if you're good enough, God will let you in. But here's the thing, the Bible says something completely different. Romans chapter 3 verse 23 says all have sinned and fall short of the glory of God. That means no one is good enough on their own. But here's the good news, Jesus didn't come for perfect people, he came for sinners. John chapter 3 verse 16 says, "For God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten Son, that whoever believes in him should not perish, but have everlasting life." Christianity isn't about trying to be a good person, it's about accepting the gift that Jesus already gave you. So what do you think? Did any of these surprise you? Let me know in the comments. And if you want more content like this, make sure to subscribe.